Hi everyone, it's Linnea for LDRS Creative, and today I have a card that I absolutely love, and you can change the color scheme to be whatever you want, but I went with one of my favorites. So I'm going to be using the Impatiens background stamp. This is a large 6x6 rubber stamp with all of these gorgeous flowers and leaves. It would be amazing to color with pencils or watercolors or markers even, but today I'm just going to do an easy ink blending technique. So I am going to mount this in my stamp positioner. You can, I think, do this with or without your inserts. I chose to do it with the insert just so that I would have a little bit more pressure, but if you would rather do it without, this should work either way. I have just a piece of white blending cardstock, and I'm going to use some temporary adhesive to adhere this temporarily into my stamping platform. I like to do this with background stamps so that it doesn't move around and I can position my cardstock right where I want it to go. Because the background stamp is larger than my piece of cardstock, I won't be able to use my magnet for this. I'm doing some heat embossing, so I am using my anti-static powder pouch and just giving that a quick wipe down so that my embossing powder only sticks where I want it to. Then I will use my LDRS Creative watermark embossing ink and ink up this Impatiens background stamp, and then use the LDRS Creative white embossing powder to heat emboss this. Now I know that it's white on white, so you can't really see it right now, but you will start to see it in just a few seconds as I start ink blending. I'm going to start here with Prickly Pear Perfection ink, and I'm just going to use some fingertip ink blending brushes and blend this green ink over the leaves. Now, you can see here that my ink is not staying inside of the lines. That is completely okay. I chose to go with some colors for my flowers that was going to blend with the green ink. So you'll see in a second here, but I chose to go with yellow flowers. That way, if the ink bled over into the flowers, or the yellow ink from the flowers bled over into the green for the leaves, they were going to mix together nicely and not create mud. Whereas if I was doing maybe a red or a pink or even like an orange flower, it would have mixed with the green and maybe gotten a little muddy. Choosing complementary colors makes it so that I can not really focus on having to be neat with my ink blending or do any extensive masking or anything. So I said before I'm going to make my flowers yellow, but I wanted to have a little bit darker of a center. So I'm coming in here with Tangerine Dreams, which is orange, but when I blend over it with my yellow ink, it's going to blend out and kind of look just like a darker yellow. I'm coming in with Dandelion ink, and I am just going to blend over all of the flowers, blending right over that Tangerine Dream. And then I grabbed a clean cloth, and I'm just going to buff off, give it a little bit of elbow grease, and wipe off any of that excess ink that may be sitting on top of my ink blending. Now I did mention grab a clean cloth. My cloth was apparently not clean. I must have used it to clean a gray ink off my work surface at some point, because you can see here that those bright and vivid colors kind of turned out a little bit more dull, and that's because I had some residue on my cleaning cloth, but I think it's a happy little accident. I really like it. I'm trimming down that pattern to be 2 inches tall. You can make it be any height that you want. I just went with 2 inches because I thought that would work well with my design. Now I'm taking the Magnolia stamp set, just the little lines from it for now, and stamping that with Raven Hybrid ink, and then I trimmed that out with my paper trimmer. I also stamped out the Best Wishes using Raven Hybrid ink and used the coordinating Magnolia dies to cut that out, and I added some black and white polka dot pattern paper from the Sweet Sensations 6x6 paper pack to the background just for a little bit more drama. I'm going to line everything up and add it with foam tape, and that's it. This card is super fun with that punch of color at the bottom and then the black and white on the top. I absolutely love it, and I hope you do too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye!